Well, good morning. This is the Alpha Gal Chef in 30 minutes or less. Today I'm going to be making a turkey chili that's Alpha Gal friendly. Alpha Gal Chef to your rescue. Watch how I make this wonderful fall soup. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my Alpha Gal medical alert band that I've created, and it's available on my website. I don't go anywhere without it. It is my advocate. If I should find myself in a situation where I can't be my own, this is going to tell the medical team or anybody intervening what my needs are and what potentially may be happening to my body. And it is a great comfort and peace knowing that I have this band with me at all times. It's comfortable. I wear it 24 hours a day. So in this pot we're going to begin. I'm going to put some olive oil in there and heat that up, and I'm going to sweat my onions. So here we go. So a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Turn up the heat to about medium-high. And I'll cut my onions very quickly. I'm making a double batch, so feel free to cut this in half. So everything I'm doing is going to feed about 12 people. So I'm going to use 2 medium to large size onions, just roughly chopped. And I like to sweat the onions probably for about 5 minutes before adding the garlic that I'll be adding after that, because I don't want the garlic to get bitter. So I'm going to want to sweat those onions a little bit first. And it really doesn't take long. About 15 to 20 minutes, this soup is on and ready to cook all day. A little bit of salt is going to help to sweat those onions and release the juices. Now we'll work on the garlic. I don't even peel them. I just break 2 cloves off and I smash it with my knife, and that helps to get the peel loose really quickly. And then I like to take the little root out of the center of the garlic, because that tends to make the soup more bitter and more pungent, and you might have some after effects that you don't like. So this just helps to mellow out that garlic. See the root? And just throw that out. And I'll do the same with the second one. I'll just give that a rough chop, and then I'll put it in for the last couple of minutes just to soften before I start adding the ground turkey. You are not going to miss the beef with this, I'm telling you. If you should get garlic on your hands, I like to take a stainless steel spoon. I just rub my fingers all over it under running water that's warm, maybe a little soap, and it helps to just neutralize that strong scent that's on your skin. Works great. Mix that around. Start sweating that garlic along with the onions to soften them, and then I'll add the ground turkey. This is 3 pounds of ground turkey. This little wrapper off of there, and I'm going to break this up with my spatula. I like to be pretty thorough in this. I don't like huge chunks of the meat. I like it to be in every spoonful, so I like to break it up. I'm going to add a little seasoning to the meat while it's cooking, so salt and pepper, garlic salt, garlic powder, onion powder. I'm going to add a little bit of cumin and a little bit of chili powder. That's a California chili powder. I'm adding a little bit of chipotle smoked chili powder. And that's a little bit of oregano, a little bit of dried cilantro. Excuse me. And I'll just keep breaking that meat up for about 10 minutes. I'll brown it. Adding a little bit more oil because turkey meat can tend to be a little bit drier, so I don't want it to scorch on the bottom as I'm trying to brown and sweat that out. Help it to be a little bit more tender and moist. So I like to break up that meat pretty fine. I also like to add Bragg's amino acids. It helps to give a nice beefy flavor that sometimes can be kind of empty with the turkey, and if you just spritz it with the Bragg's, you can really bring that into tasting more like a red meat, and that's what's really good in chili or any ground meat recipe. I like to add brown sugar to my chili, and that offsets some of the acidity, but because some of it's processed with bone char, I'm just using coconut sugar today, and then I'll add a tablespoon of that with a tablespoon of honey, and that will just bring all the flavors together with the salt and the spicy. That little bit of sugar is just amazing. A little sweetness. I've got a chili ready seasoning packet that's alpha-gal friendly that my family likes, and that just puts another layer of seasoning, and I like to mix that and put it all on the meat, and then I'll start adding my diced tomatoes, and then another can of fire diced tomatoes, and some tomato sauce. Put in another can of tomato sauce. One of those diced tomatoes are chili ready. It's got bell peppers and jalapenos in it. That's a can of corn. It's a Fiesta corn. It's got jalapeno and bell peppers in it as well. I'm also going to add a can of chopped olives. Actually, sliced olives would be better. And then I'll put about a half a cup of cornmeal and a half a cup of vegan sour cream, and that just helps to mellow it out. Sometimes I'll take the cornmeal and I'll make like I was going to make cornbread, and I will pour it all over the top and just put a lid on it and let it steam, and it's like a tamale pie. You could just serve it this way. You don't even have to add any beans. If you want a beanless chili, you could just add what I've done so far and just make a non-bean chili. I'm going to start with some pinto beans, and northern beans, navy beans, chili beans, and red beans. So it's like a 7-bean chili. It's pretty nice. And I'm adding double portions of all these beans. And I'm adding a can of black beans as well. This is protein rich. This is going to stick to your ribs for sure. So I'm just going to mix this all together, and then I'm going to put a lid on it and keep it on low, and I'm going to cook it for about 3 hours, and about every 30 minutes I'll come back and stir it just to make sure that it does not scorch. Smells awesome. So there we go. We're just going to turn that on low, put a lid on it, stir it every 30 minutes. It'll be done in about 3 or 4 hours. So I've added my olives,
about 30
and my
minutes.
cornmeal,
I have my lid
and my
on
sour
this.
cream.
I'm just going to give this a
Just
nice
giving
little
it a little
stir.
stir. It's coming along. Smells are just phenomenal. Flavors are melding very
All the
nicely.
flavors moving around. Put the lid back on and leave it for another 30
And just
minutes.
let
And I'll
that
do that
sit.
for the
Keep
next
cooking
2
the
or
rest of
3
the
hours.
day.
Not necessary to stir it if you keep it
And
on
then
low.
I'll show you the finished
but
product
I'm
at the
gonna
end, how I
just,
served it
because
up
it's
with
so
a
deep,
dollop
I'm
of
just gonna
vegan
keep
sour
lifting that up
cream
and stirring it.
and fresh cilantro leaves.
Check back with you later.
And you just get a hunk of bread, put some vegan butter on it, and you are good to go. Blessings, and enjoy this chili and this cool fall into winter time. Visit my website, rockandspiritcreations.com, and alpha-gal chef in 30 minutes or less on Facebook.